According to the UN Progress Report for the SDG Zero Hunger, more than 790 million people worldwide still go hungry. Many of the countries that have failed to reach the target set as part of the Millennium Development Goals of halving the proportion of people who suffer from hunger have faced natural and human-induced disasters or political instability. When my partner and I embarked on this project, we wished to learn how a thriving country like the United States could have as many as 13.1 million children living in food-insecure households. How can roughly 3/4 of Americans own a smartphone while 1 in 5 children go to bed hungry? Most Americans can afford luxury electronics such as smartphones and televisions because they're citizens of one of the most affluent countries in the world. In addition to its wealth, the U.S. has one of the highest obesity rates in the world. Most people associate hunger and malnutrition with starvation and a lack of food. But how can such an opulent country have a lack of food and an incredibly high obesity rate? Rather than a lack of food causing malnutrition, in the U.S., most malnutrition and malnourishment stems from children eating the wrong kinds of food and not getting enough nutrients to sustain themselves. So what exactly does that mean in regards to the large hunger statistics of the USDA? We found that the concerning 1 in 5 hunger figure comes from the Department of Agriculture's household food security data, which generally encompasses food insecurity. USDA pollsters ask households survey questions about whether they have skipped meals, substituted cheaper foods, eaten unbalanced meals, or worried if food would run out. Food insecurity, however, is not hunger. Food insecure families can skip meals or substitute cheaper foods without suffering the brunt of physical hunger. According to this standard, many of us can say that we were food insecure at some point during our own lives. If we were to use only the USDA's most direct observations of hunger, we would find that around 2% of Americans report skipping meals, having hungry children, or children not eating a whole day. If the USDA reported only physical hunger, rather than food insecurity, America would be virtually hunger-free. Statistics from the Journal of American Medical Association and the USDA's Economic Research Service follow the same line of thought. Deaths from hunger in America are too rare to be recorded in mortality statistics. In contrast, almost 1/3 of a million Americans die annually of obesity. Nearly 1 in 3 children is overweight or obese, while only 1 in 10,000 children do not eat for a whole day on an average day. As the second leading cause of preventable deaths, the increasing prevalence of childhood obesity raises concern over current complex interactions of societal, economic, demographic, and environmental changes that spell for a lifetime of unhealthy food choices and decreasing physical activity.
But why is this obesity and malnutrition so prevalent in the United States? Significant research has shown that there is a strong correlation between poverty and obesity in the United States. The poorest states are those with the highest obesity levels. Arkansas, West Virginia, and Mississippi, the 3 states with the highest obesity rates in the nation, are also the states with the lowest average yearly income. Arkansas and Mississippi are also the top 2 states in the country with the highest rate of food insecure households. Oftentimes, poverty severely limits the choices that families can make for the health of their children. Unfortunately, in the United States, unhealthy food is much cheaper and much more convenient than healthy food. Fast food is easily accessible and often a frequent choice for families with lower incomes. These food choices do not allow children to obtain all the proper nutrients they need to sustain themselves. Yet the food they are eating is high in fats and sugars, allowing for high obesity rates among lower income families. Buying healthy food is usually a lot more expensive, and these families often do not have a lot of time to buy fresh produce and cook healthy meals. The food industry is implemented in such a way that lower income families have no choice but to eat these unhealthy meals, leading to malnutrition and obesity. In addition, many of the families lack the knowledge to realize that these foods are actually incredibly unhealthy. They do not truly realize how many fats and sugars are in these foods and just how bad they are for their children's health. Through our research, we have deduced that poor health knowledge and a skewed food industry are the true culprits of the high rates of obesity and malnutrition in America. Obesity is the second leading cause of preventable deaths in the United States. Given the value that health awareness has in poor families, understanding America's malnutrition problem is a big step in preventing it. Thank you for watching.